In this video, we are going to discuss the most asked question of the week in the AI agents industry, or what are MCPs, model context protocols. LLM models such as ChatGPT and DeepSeek, they by themselves are completely unuseful in a lot of the cases. At start, they were only used to predict the next word or whatever input you sent. But then we combined the LLM models with tools which made them AI agents, and instantly they started to think, make decisions, and automate tasks, which took out a lot of manual labor hours. But still, there was something missing that could scale the workflow to do multitasking at a larger scale. For single integration, for example, Airtable, we had several tools of it, each doing separate tasks and operations. We were used to fill each of the tools with its task and operations, then wrote prompts for each of the tools in the system message of the AI agent. This whole process made it confusing, difficult, and hard to scale. But then MCPs were introduced. We only need to connect the AI agents with a single server, which has the access to several tools, schema, prompts, and operations. There's no need to fill anything manually and write prompts for the AI agents. How this works is the MCP client, which in this case is an N10, gets connected to the server, which could be any application such as Airtable, etc., has access to all the tools needed for every kind of operations. Expect to form the integration without going through manual task of attaching tools and writing prompts. MCPs are just the universal translators of the tools the integration you're using. It has the access to several tools which do different operations and tasks at the same time. Now it gets much more interesting when AI agent gets capable of doing several huge multitask all at once without any hassle. This, my friend, are MCPs. Right now, they haven't been officially introduced by N10 or other automation tools, but we can access them through the community nodes, which are only available if we self-host N10. So for that, we have several options. So what is self-hosting? We are in the N10 cloud. This is where when you go to N10, they're providing their own cloud, which for their starter pack costs $20 a month, and you can get access to 5 concurrent executions. Means you can have an active 5 workflows, which is a bit costly if you are doing client work. And so for that, a lot of people purchase ProPat, which is still too low. You can only have 15 active workflows, but it gets costly. And due to that, people self-host. And there are several options for self-hosting. We could either self-host locally, which is on our own computer, which has its own cons of not updating M10 automatically, and data can be lost, but is not accessible to anyone because it's the most safest way to host in your own computer. No one else has the access to your information, your data, but it can get time consuming because you have to fill a lot of credentials which have different kind of requirements to fill out, which becomes time consuming because you spend your time on different kind of docs. So due to that, it's a hassle. So what others do is they host with a cloud server. A cloud is hosted through a third party. You're not using the N10 cloud. This cloud can be provided to you through different cloud providers such as Render, Railway, Elestio, and Hostinger. These are a few of the names. You could also check out by your own self. The cloud hosting can automatically update N10, but with a price to pay because so now we are going to do self-hosting. Since this MCP hasn't been introduced officially by N10, it's a public code. So what we are gonna do is gonna be self-hosting ourselves. We can't do this in N10 cloud. And what you guys can do is you can just go to the Google search, head over there, and we are gonna be self-hosting through a cloud. not our computer, because for a computer, it takes a lot of time. Self-hosting in computer can be confusing for a lot of people. So due to that, what we are going to do is just use the cloud, which is much easier, simple. So yeah, so for today, we are going to use render.com for our cloud hosting. So you're going to go to the Google search and you can search for render.com. Over here, you can just select the first option and you'll be directed to this page. You can see it has a really great piece interface. So what we are going to do right now is going to get started for free. So yeah, over here, you could just sign in or create an account with your Google account, or you can also log in with your GitHub account. So what we are going to do, I'm going to do is log in with my Google account. We'll be here and let's go for whatever account you guys have. Whatever account you guys have, you could just log in with that. And now over here, you could just go to deploy a web service. Just do that. A web service. And for a Git provider, you'll be directed to this page for deploying a web service. We need to be choosing this option, existing image. So we need the render.com to know which side or tool we are using this for. You're just creating an image URL. We just gonna add the N10 Dockers link. This self-hosting is in Dockers. So yeah, what we are gonna do is just go to, you can just search for, you can go back to Google and you can search over here, M10 Dockers. You're directed to this document. And over here, what you could do is just go down at the bottom of this page and copy this code over here. Now come back and just enter it. And this is going to be showing you the connect option. You could just choose that. Okay, so there's a name written, whatever you need, whatever web service you want. So yeah, it's in this case right now, and we'll leave this project as an optional. And we'll select the region, whatever region is closest to you. You have to select that. So I'm gonna go with whatever is nearest to me. And so right now, you can choose whatever plan you need. You can choose the free version also and the starter version. But I would suggest you guys just go with the starter one, because for the free one, you just get limited time. It just doesn't perform the task. It's good for self-hosting, but if you're using MCP right now, so what I would do is just get a $7 a month subscription right now for a starter plan. And over here, for environment variables, we're gonna activate our MCPs node that we could just let the M10 know that allow every MCP tools to work in this local hosted M10. So head to Google and now search for MCP server M10. Yeah, over here, just go down and you could see the nerding IO. This one is correct one. Go and choose this one, though we are nerd summon. I will choose this one, because this is legitimate one. And so we hear what we are going to do. You can also check this guy's account, this guy's channel on YouTube, because this is the one person who has created this. Here, what you guys are going to do, it's going to add an environment variable. It's just like an API, you can say. It's an API for MCPs, which just connects them. And so yeah, over here, this is the environment which you are going to copy. And so yeah, this is, you could see if you're using Docker, which we are using Docker, which is the render posting. So we just copy this about the tool user.till over here, till usage. Don't go to there. Don't copy true. Then now let's get back to render.com and now just paste over here. And for the value, we are going to go back and just copy the true one. Just copy and we are going to paste over here. True is pasted. And now what we are going to do is deploy our web service. So I've already connected my credit card. So you can also connect yours and see it's now working. So that's just going to be creating this. You're going to wait for a few seconds in order for the render.com to just deploy this. So we are going to be getting a link, which we are eventually going to be directed to our Anyton UI. Marking now, you can go to your link and you can just press the option and it will direct you to the Anyton workflow. And yeah, over here, you're directed to do the same Anyton UI, which you guys are familiar with. So right now, you're going to just create an account, set up your whatever account you need. I'm setting up with my email. And then for the first name, I'm going to add whatever name. Yeah, so I've written mine. And now I can just go next. This is going to set up our account. So yeah, you could just save the password. And over here, I'm going to select for education, role. That could be anything. Myself. Let's quickly do whatever you need, YouTube, and get started. And for this, you can just create your license key. For license key, I'm just going to send myself a free license key email. Is going to be sending. So yeah, I'm just going to use this for you can get a free features provided for a paid version of Anyton. So yeah. So you could see your license key is on the way. So I'm going to go head to my Google Gmail account. And over here, I'll receive my email. This is my license key. I'm just going to copy that. It's going to head back. Now I'm just going to go to usage and plan. And over here, I can just go to the activation key and over here, Control V and just activate this. And yeah, it's activated. So right now, guys, we're going to go back. And over here, what you could do is now go to the settings. And now we're here, go to community note. Over here, we're going to install the MCP node, public source Dingo. It's not officially created by Anyton, so that is why it's accessible to only self-hosted clouds. What we are going to do is go back to the Google. Okay, so this is the same page where you just copied the environment for Dockers. So right now, just go to the top of this page and you could see there's an Anyton nodes MCP. Just copy this name because we are in. I'm going to install this in our community node. Let's go to install a community node. Okay, now here just Control V and you understand and install this. You could even browse that, but this is much easier. And now it's going to install the MCP nodes. And so right now we're just going to wait for a few seconds. So yeah, you could see the package has been installed. So right now let's head back and let's start from the scratch. Yeah, here's the empty canvas right now. What you could do right now, we could just start with our testing. First, in order to check, just hit tap on your keyboard, or you could just press this addition option. Now you could just search for MCP and you could see it has been installed. This is the cube is just identifying it as a community node. So yeah, what you could do is right now we could just first hit the tap and just get our own chat message and yeah, click outside. And over here, what you could do, just go to tap again and you could just add MCP client, and you could just do the list available tools. And for this list available tools, so what you could do is now select credentials. You could just add the credentials. So yeah, for here, you could see we are connecting using the command line stdio. And there's a command. You could fill this, arguments, and environments. Environments is just like API, whichever API you use to enter. So yeah, an arguments is just the URL link, which is directing to which kind of integration or which kind of server is this. So yeah, in command, you can just write, here's an option for MPX and Dockers. So what we are going to do is go to Google and search for MCP servers, and you're going to be directed to this one, Model Context Protocol servers. Just select this option. Over here, you could see we have the access to every kind of integration we used to do for their servers. Obviously, right now we are going to access the Airbnb one. So for the Airbnb, you could see over here the amount of tools it has the access to. It can give you these kinds of inputs and can let you know about that. And yeah, so over here, these are the setup. So don't use this one right now. Use with this. With the ignore bots for the command section, just copy the MPX for the command section and then just Control C. Just go back for a command, just Control V. We here for arguments, head back. Just copy this -y and copy this. You can give a space over here and also copy this too. So go ahead and save this. And you could see the credentials are successfully created. So right now we can just cross this. And now you could just test this test if the MCP server is working. And one more thing, to just rename your MCP thing to MCP client. So for this, I'm going to rename Airbnb. So yeah, just save this. Yeah. Now you could just over here for the operations, we are using the list tools. It's going to list out the tools. So it's going to list out the tools which it has the access for. And yeah, you can also execute the tool, also list the resources, the prompts. You also get prompts from their templates and yeah, resources as well. So right now, I'm just going to perform this single operation, which is list tools. Over here, it's saying I could write anything in the chat to trigger this. So I'm just going to say hi over here. And yeah, it's now loading. You just double click inside how it's going to work. It's just executing the node and there would be an output out there. So you could see the node has been executed successfully. So now I have the access to the schema, the name and description. So these are everything it has access to, the tools it has access to, the location tool, place ID, check-ins, the checkouts, adults, children, every kind. So in the past, we were using different tools, a lot of tools, which were performing different operations such as this. There's a separate tool for location, a place ID, so you could see how it's solving that problem. So right now, you kind of click out from here. And what you could do. Now what you could do is just hit the tab again and then go to MCP. And now we're going to use the execute tool. So I'll go to the MCP client over here. You could just select the option for execute a tool. And over here you could see the schema of how everything has been listed over here with different fields. And so what we're going to do is going to give the tool name, write the tool name. So the tool name over here is the Airbnb search one. We're just going to take it back over here. And that's the name. And for over here, you can just do whatever. Write a parameter for this one. Let's see if we are going to enter over here and we can just say location. It's going to be Sydney. And let's test the step and let's see. It will let us know about the Airbnbs in the city of Sydney. And you could see it's just executing the node, it's searching. I've just not given any kind of prompt to this MCP, and it's just getting the results, and yeah, the node is executed successfully. Over here you could see we have the searches. So these all are the results for the locations of Airbnb and in Sydney. And so you could just search one of the location, just copy this address and just go to Google. Maybe here we could just search for our locate, this one, the Euro, and you could see this one is in Sydney. We have found one of the result in Sydney, this Airbnb. You could see the potential of how it's given the results and yeah, how it's working. And you could do whatever you want to try. So we have like location, the place IT, everything over here we got sorted. So yeah, so now what we are going to do is just go and add our first trigger. It could be a chat trigger. Just click outside, and now we do just go hit tab again, or just this add option. And over here, just search for AI agents. And this the AI agent, and just click out again. So now what we are gonna do is gonna add the chat model. Let's go for OpenAI chat model, and for let's add the credentials, create new credentials. And same here, just at your API key. So I'm heading to OpenRouter. This is the best option. You could just sign in with your Google account or GitHub account. Gonna use my Google account right here. Continue, and now I'm over here. And now we can just search for models, which is for a mini GPT or O mini. Now this the Open Chat GPT for a mini. So can be here. We could go to the API section and create a new API key, which we could just go and create the key. You just say test 5. Can just create this right now. Just copy this using this clipboard. I can just copy this. Just press this one up, and now just go head back to your workflow and Control V, and yeah, but the base row go back across this. But then over here you could see there's a base URL, and just copy this and Control B can now save this. Now the credentials are successfully created across this. And for the Forum Mini, we could just go back and see there's a GPT-4 Mini below it. There's a GPT-4 Mini written. Just copy this, pressing this icon, and back and Control V. And over here, you could just go and select this one and right now. And now you could just go outside and save this first. And now we are not going to add any kind of memory, just the tools, the disk addition option. And now we are going to search for MCP command tool here for the credentials. We're going to create new credentials over here for the commands. We are going to be using the Firecrawl, which is an scraping tool from the internet. It scrapes any kind of web pages. So yeah, what we are going to do is going to go to, so we're going to head to the same servers and a page, which over here we got the access to the Airbnb server. And now from here, what we are going to be searching is the Firecrawl server, which we are going to be connecting with, Firecrawl over here, and go down to see from here, read the copy this, just copy the command npx. Let's go to your workflow, command V, and from here, just copy -y, -y, and the Firecrawl MCP. Space and the environments for environments. Let's go back over here. Just copy this Firecrawl API key and Control V. Go and press this option for expression in order to see what you're writing here. Just go and press equal button when you keyboard. Go back, and from here you want to enter your API key. So we're going to go to Google, search for Firecrawl, and search, and here's it, Firecrawl, and this is website which has data, which can scrape data from any kind of web pages, could extract any kind of data. So we are gonna sign up, and you can sign up with your GitHub account or a Google account. I'm gonna use my Google account over here. So you could use whatever account you have. Now you'll be directed to this page over here. You're gonna go to the API key section, and yeah, you could generate and create a key, API key, or you could just copy whatever default key you have access to. I mean, just copying my default key and go back. And yeah, I'm gonna enter this. I'm gonna go and press the fix option and yeah, save this. And it's gonna be giving a credential successfully created. Just cross this. And yeah, just rename this to Firecrawl 2. Sorry. And yeah, rename. And now let's save this, and you can just test this out. Open Chatter and see what kind of tools do we have access for. And just enter this, and the AI agent has been giving the input. It's going to ask the Firecrawl tool server, the MCP server, and yeah, it's gonna search for the tools. It's gonna give the list of the tools. It's not going to execute any kind of things. And yeah, it will let you know what kind of access does he has of tools for the Firecrawl one, which we mostly for in the previous months, we used to do this by creating separate tools. And over here, you could see we have the access to every kind of tools. And yeah, you could see there Firecrawl scrape, map, crawl, batch scrap, batch status, crawl, search, extract, deep research, generate. These are all every kind of operations that it has the access to. We were used to doing this separately for each of the operations. And now you could just go and control T in order to create an executable to just connect it with the AI agent. Just go over here to first rename this to execute, rename. And now over here, let's go to operations, go to execute to, and over here for two parameters, we could just select this model, define this parameter, and yeah, select that option. And for the toolming, you're just gonna let them know that which kind of tool it has the access to, and then it can execute using that tool from the previous node of tool, which was Firecrawl, and that is all gonna be decided by AI because there's no input right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna go and write all we using the curly brackets and go down over here from AI, and in these brackets just use the speech marks, columns, and from now you can just write tool. There's gonna be comma, and then the statement marks, and then you can just write use in this selective tool, and yeah, done. It's done. Now go out of here and save. And yeah, now I'm gonna use a deep research tool. I'm just thinking about just scraping your website for this mic website, Nike.com. Just copy the URL. And let's go back to workflow. So I'm writing, can you do a short deep research for this website? Giving the URL for the Nike.com. And let's see. The AI agent gets the input, checks the Firecrawl tool if he has the access to any kind of tool like that. So it has the deep research tool when I ask the AI agent tool. So now it goes to the Firecrawl execution tool. And yeah, now it's going to come up with some kind of comprehensive deep research for this website. but have listed that it must be short. Can you do a short deep research? Yeah. So not too much, but yeah, it's executing, it's just extracting the data, and it will let us know over here. Let's see. Yeah, you could see now it has extracted the data, and open AI chat is now coming up with some kind of its own touch to that extraction in order to make it much more readable. So yeah, you could see the research report on Knight's website is March 21, 25, contents, introduction. See how it's coming up with all of this in just a short amount of time and no extra tools needed or filled manually. That's the part of MCPs. It got potential, but right now it's in its introductory phase, and yeah, it's not officially introduced by NHM, but yeah, it's working, and we can use a lot of tools. Not a lot of tools are working working over there. For example, if you choose another servers, if you choose to connect with another servers, please be careful because not every server is reliable because this is just public source and it's on your own risk. It's even written over here, community servers are untested and should be used at your own risk. So yeah, it's not affiliated by Anthropic or any kind of or endorsed. So yeah, I would say. And also, if you're a beginner to NA10, please do check out my previous video, which tells you everything about the AI agents. If you're new to AI agents, please check out my previous video, which covers everything in just a short amount of time, and you will get to know how to use it, what's the basic knowledge, everything for free. And yeah, please subscribe this channel, and please do comment in this video and like this video. And please, if you're really serious about doing something big in the AI space, in the AI agent space, if you want to learn, if you're passionate about learning, so please fill the form below, and there would be a pinned comment from me, and you could just fill out that form, and yeah, you'll be given a full guides in future, kind of the notification for the new videos which are upcoming. And yeah, I hope everything is working great. Okay, now I'm gonna attach this AI agent with another server, which is gonna be the Airtable server. So we are gonna connect with the Airtable server, and you could just Control D, or you could just create on the MCP tool. But I'm just gonna go with this one right now. Yeah, let's go rename it to the Airtable 2 and rename. And if you go to create new credentials for this one, you can rename this Airtable. Yeah, enter 2. This is not going to cause any kind of confusion. Sorry. There, right now, I want to fill the command. So we are going to go back. This is from the same side which was provided. You get this one, I chose this one. And you're over here. If you go down, you could just fill out the command. Go to command. Go to nice Y. For arguments, Airtable top server. And now for environments, we do just copy this screen thing, Airtable, and go to the expression option, select this. Now put the equal to option, and now you could just write your API key. So for the Airtable, for this Airtable, which is about a cake shop, I'm gonna go to the Builder Hub, which you can get the access to from going to this over to the account set corner, and you can just press this and you can get the option for Builder Hub. And if you click this, you're going to be directed to this side. And over here, you can go to the personal access tokens. And over here, you could generate or create a new token and can name it whatever in cake shop. And yeah, out of scopes, read, write, and read. It's the basic requirement needed for the N10. If you go to the N10 documentation on how to connect your table, you could see they have given these scopes, and now you're gonna have a base, and base for it's going to be cake shop, and now create a token. This is the token. Just copy this, go back to the workflow, and now I'm gonna paste this. And if you save this now, it's save. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm just gonna save this. Go to our pincha and say what kind of tools access do we have for the Airtable? And now the AI agent has been given the input. It's going to ask the Airtable tool, check Airtable server. And you could see I haven't given any kind of prompt to specify which tool to use. I haven't written any prompt for the role, an overview, or instructions, now. So yeah, over here you could see we have access to the list records, the search records, the list bases, tables, describe tables, get records, create records, carrots. Yeah. Now we could ask for list records from a table. So yeah, that's going to be, we are going to add an executable tool of MCP. Under the tool of Airtable, we are just going to duplicate this by just pressing Command or Control D on the keyboard. And yeah, we'll have this, or you can just right click and you'll have the option. You just right click like this and you will have the option to duplicate. And yeah, right now just connect this. See, if previously we had a lot of these tools lined up, this would have you being covered and it would be really confusing if we had too many tools over here. But right now, every tool, which is up to 13 tools for Airtable, is just in this one server. This is the server which just lists the tool names, and this is the server which checks the tool names and executes them. Yeah, it operates, usually. So now this, just rename it to execute, rename, and then, yeah, let's go to execute and just press this, let the model define this parameter. And for this, same, let's go to expression. See, everything is same, too easy. See, just speech marks, tool, comma, speech marks, and use this selected tool. Yeah, and just save this. And now if you write for less records, I'll say list the records from the year. So now it's using the Airtable tool to identify what to use. So which tool to use, because I ask him to list available cake items from the list one table, which you could see there are two cakes, chocolate cake and a vanilla cake. So it must extract that. So see, one item has been extracted. And yeah, there's for the second item. And then I will be given this in the chat. So yeah, two other items are done. Now it's saying it seems there are some issues with accessing the table or occurs in the table text. Then this first properties of the table might not. Please provide the current base ID of the table nameless. The list one or provide the correct name.
So this right now, you can see a lot of things are not working properly. As I said at the start, this has just been introduced to the public community, but hasn't been officially created by N8N. So you might experience a lot of the servers not working properly. But we can see the potential and how it will solve a lot of problems that we are facing right now of scaling a workflow and going through a lot of documentation for each tool and its individual operations. If you found this video helpful, then please subscribe to the channel and also like this video, and do make sure to comment questions down below. You can also fill the form in the below, given link in the description and the comment section, in order to get full guide for N8N workflows and new tools.